All right, we're back. So, Riv, tell us a little bit more about Godsaeng.
Sure. So Godsaeng is about, living like something God, I would say, but I could be wrong. But back in the day, there is a credo when most people have this YOLO. You only live once. That's the one. And then basically something they don't want to miss out, something fun. That's for them. And after that, it was a fire. Financially independent, retire early. That was up until 3 years ago, maybe 2 years. But now in Korea, the trend has changed to Godsaeng. So just find things that you can control within yourself because of the situation, social issues about a lot of people who have a birthright because of their parents are rich, politicians and people with money and power. They get most of jobs. Okay, maybe not most, but something good. So they feel empty, betrayed. So they kind of resort to stay in this Godsaeng. That's the trend right now.
And it's kind of filtering into things where apps are kind of tapping into the people that are following this philosophy and catering to their desires to improve little things in their life and kind of conjuring up new things for them and that kind of thing. So it's interesting.
Conjure up.
Conjure up.
It is interesting, but also at the same time, it's kind of sad because they don't want to push themselves, try to get better or being creative, right?
Well, maybe this is just an adjustment period, and then maybe
I hope so.
There'll be a new trend that it's a different approach. Right?
And then probably now because of COVID era, so maybe that's one of the ways they try to do more creative, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So maybe not everything is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always changes and shifts with the society as it goes, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned YOLO. Do you know anyone that follows YOLO? Do you know anyone that is an avid YOLO follower that practices it in life?
Some of my friends, they did previously. And then they realized that was a big mistake.
What kind of things did they do?
Nothing crazy, but it just they didn't save up the money, and then they didn't plan for their futures. And after 5 years later, they realized, oh, this is not the way to live.
Okay.
So they start They start to plan their life, and plan out all those things. So yeah, how about you? Big fan of a YOLO?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
As always,
I don't know the difference between someone following YOLO and just someone that's bad with their finances.
combined, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just know people that are bad with their finances, possibly.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Right.
So overall, what do you think about this Godsaeng trend? Do you think this is better than YOLO, or do you think it's a positive development compared to YOLO?
I think they try to find a smaller happiness, but YOLO also happiness. I cannot really say which one is good or bad because everyone has a different philosophy. I cannot really judge them.
Sure.
Right?
I think small improvements that you can control, I think that means people are coming to terms with giving themselves moral support.
Sure.
Instead of trying to just wait for it from the outside. Because sometimes the world is very harsh and it's not going to give you moral support, and sometimes you need it from yourself. So I think that could be a positive thing.
Moral support.
Moral support.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.